crazier game than that one?
Oh no, probably not. With the stakes this high, obviously, get behind and have to chase it. But I mean, we just did a great job of putting our heads down and continuing to fight.
That first period, tough to script, maybe a worse first period for you guys. What did you go over in the room? How did you flip it, you think?
I mean, just a reset, obviously, in the second or the first intermission there, and I mean, penalties in the first again, and probably because we were chasing a little bit. But I mean, it's kind of been the MO of our group all year, past few years, of just not quitting on each other, and I mean, just keep coming and coming as much as we can, and I mean, we did a great job just bearing down and finding a way.
What did you say about Calvin coming in for you guys after that?
I mean, unbelievable to be able to step into a game like that, make some huge saves, like really tough saves, clutch saves. I can't imagine coming off the bench as easy as a goalie, but he stepped in beautifully.
What do you say about Leon being able to score clutch goals, where it's overtime, late in games, and all that, all playoffs for you guys?
It's incredible. I mean, he's a horse out there for us, and just always. I mean, like you're seeing, it's just constant, consistent. We always can lean on him, and he always finds a way to get those big ones.
What did Corey say after the first period?
I mean, it was just a bit of a wake up. Like, I mean, look where we are here, and the position we're in. Obviously, that's a guy that everybody in that room respects so much. He's been through it all, and so when he speaks up like that, it means a lot. And I thought we did a good job responding.
The series has been a roller coaster. What's the feeling heading home?
I mean, obviously better than it could have been, but obviously a long way to go. We're just excited to get back home and play in front of those fans on a Saturday night. It's going to be pretty fun.
Ryan, there's no doubting your team's grit. What is it about this group that seems to always perform whenever your back is against the wall? Can you put
I mean, it's just, I guess it just comes down to the individuals in the room, and we just push each other, and we don't want to quit on each other. And I mean, obviously you got to have a tight-knit group to be able to do that, but also the right individuals to just be able to have that within themselves to never stop. And like I said, it does show a lot about the group that we have to not want to quit on each other.
Right. Some of the guys mentioned that after Game 3, Leon spoke to the team after the game. What's it mean for you to see a guy that walks the walk after he talks the talk?
Yeah, I mean, he always does. I mean, he's obviously, him and Connor are two guys that we rely on a lot, and when they speak up, which they do, they always follow it up. So it's no surprise, but obviously it's great to see a leader like that do that.
After the first period, Ryan, how much, I know it wasn't technically, but how much does it feel like your season's on the line when you start that second period?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's these games are so, I mean, every game is so important to bear down. I mean, it's our backs are against the wall there, and I mean, obviously you guys know that Pears kind of spoke up there in between, and obviously a bit of a wake-up call for us, and I mean, just did a great job fighting back.
Ryan, can you give us a thought on Calvin, just him coming in here, and he's 7-0 now in these playoffs. You guys would be here without
Yeah, I mean, just outstanding to be able to come in off the bench, make some massive saves in huge times, and this is really outstanding.
It's not like Stu played bad in the first period. He made 14 saves.
No, not at all. I mean, it was just. I mean, it comes down to us just giving them too many easy looks and not winning battles, not getting pucks out. And Stu, I mean, he still had to make some great saves. And obviously, when you have a team like that, that's you put up 20 shots or something like that in the first period. It's tough to stop them all.
You had the comeback, but then you also had the disappointment late in the game of letting them back in it. What was it like, kind of waiting for that overtime? How would you maybe describe the group in the room waiting for that?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's the same mentality as when we're down 3-0. We're just going to put our heads down and keep going, keep chugging along here, and obviously it would be nice, less stressful to close it out. But no, I mean, like I've been saying, we're just not going to quit on each other, and regardless if you give one up with 2 seconds left, I mean, we're just going to keep playing.
You know, Darnell wouldn't have loved that penalty that he took. So for him to score that was a big goal that he scored too there. And he said he was pretty happy to get that.
Huge goal and then huge play on the next one. So and then some great defensive plays too by him. So obviously he responded well and stepped up big time.
I feel like in front of our fans, I would even ramp up a little bit more. So excited to get back home, and yeah, it's fun.
So you guys have a first period that you never planned on having. Come in here, had some penalties, made some mistakes. You're down 3-0. What happens in a room like this after that period?
Well, I think we learned a lot from that first game. Kind of in a similar position, and we unraveled in the first game. And what I noticed, just a bunch of leaders we have in our room. We came in, Paris gave us a little speech, and a couple other guys spoke up, and just the kind of the quiet confidence that we have in our room, even down 3-0, to turn that game around shows a lot about our group. And I don't think we're ever out of a game.
Calvin Pickard is 7-0 right now. Can you just talk about him coming in and what he's done for this group in this playoffs?
Yeah, just we have extreme confidence in both our goalies, and Calvin coming in couldn't be happier for him too. He's that's a tough position to come in. Games 3-0, and he's got to grind too. He's cold, and I guess it just shows that anybody at any time can make an impact. And we're pumped for Calvin and proud of him.
Did you say Perry gave a speech?
Yeah.
Can you share anything what he said?
He's been in the league for over 20 years, so he's been through everything, and nothing can faze him, and he's just kind of rubbing that off on us.
Where ranked the goal you score in your career? Where would you rank it?
I was happy I went in. It was it's probably the most animated I've been after a goal.
Hell of a wind-up. Can you just take us through the play?
I just tried to sneak in. It was a great play by those guys down low. I think we were hard on the forecheck there, turned the puck over. That's kind of the MO of our team and what we did for the latter half of that game. And Cappy, I know he could have shot, but he decided to make a great play, made a pass, and I just took a shot at the net.
Jake, we know Leon's one of the greatest players on earth, but he's also having one of the greatest clutch playoff runs in NHL history. What's it like seeing this up close and personal?
Yeah, it's amazing. He's always dangerous. Doesn't matter if he's got two guys ragged on his back or what. He's a beast. Can do it all for us, and I think stretches of this playoffs, he's shown how good he can be defensively too, and he's just an all-around player. And I think we got the two best players on our team.
Jake, what was your impression of the start with them coming out and putting the number of shots they put on Stewie?
I think we sat back too much, watched a little too much, and we didn't get to our game at all in that first period. And that's pretty much the thing we talked about in the intermission: get to our game and see what happens, and slowly come back as a team together.
Yeah, good character.
How important was Perry's message between the first and the second? Because we know he's.
Leadership group did a good job, talk to us, to guys like me, and said we have to stick together. We have to fighting every shift, every second, and we'll find a way to score one, and then everything starts rolling quicker for us.
On the play in overtime, what was going through your mind there when the puck came up to you?
I can't say to you right now. It's more like instincts. You have to risk it sometimes, especially in overtime. So I got lucky that it's supposed to come true. So it's good play.
Silly, a little bit of a personal reflection for you. You're acquired by this team in September, and now you're all the way in June, and you had a multi-point game in the Stanley Cup final. Can you just maybe take us through what that means to you to deliver that?
It means everything. These guys helped me a lot to be really into that, and that's amazing. That's probably one of the best feelings I ever feel, to be part of this team and to still playing in hockey in June, never played before really, and that's awesome to feel.
There was a lot of crazy emotion for the fans during the game, up and down. Or was it for you guys on the bench?
It's a little bit emotion. It's especially somewhere in the in overtime in the second period, the game was back and forth. But you know what? We're old team. We have so many old guys. We're pretty calm usually. And I calm with them.
What can you say about how Calvin came in and steadied things for you guys after the first period?
His beauty. I mean, he come when we down 3 and come to the net. Did a great job. Made some great saves, especially in overtime. And he did a great job. He saved us tonight.
Draisaitl, you talk about having older teammates.
Yeah.
What have you learned most being a teammate of theirs, especially when things aren't going your way at the base?
I think control emotions. It's one and main thing here. So we trusted each other. We know our power play will work. We know we'll score some goals, and just be confident and trust to each other. And I think just control your emotion, guys.
Why has Leon been so automatic in overtime in these playoffs?
Because he's one of the best players in the world. That's why.
At the end of the third there, and then we got the last one. But he's been playing great. Always scores big goals at big times, and we're going home with momentum.
Left side, front row.
Sorry about that. Leon, Calvin comes into this game. He's now 7-0 in these playoffs. What has he meant to this group, and can you maybe also describe the save that he made on Lundell and how important that was?
I mean, it's hard to describe. The situation that he gets put in. Sometimes they're not always easy, right? We're down 3-0. He's coming in. He's cold. It's not easy, and he makes those stops at the key moments that we really need them. And he's one of the best in the league at making the right save at the right time. And he's been nothing but spectacular for us.
Right side, front row.
Calvin, can you give us a thought on just the emotions of these playoffs? You come in, you're playing great, 6-0, get hurt, and then you got to kind of sit, and then you get a chance to come back into the game. And I also want to ask you about that save in overtime on Bennett.
Yeah, obviously when I got hurt it was frustrating. Things were going pretty well, and then Skins hopped in there and played great. I felt for him today. He came ready to play today. Made some big saves early. We just didn't have it as a team early, and I think Nauber just wanted to switch it up. And if he was playing behind our team in the second and third and overtime, he would have done what I did too. So it's and that save in overtime. I was just telling the guys. I kind of read it pretty well, and then I looked in my glove and it wasn't in there, and I kind of heard the crowd oohing and on, and it was a good bounce, and then we got one.
On the far right, standing.
Leon, can you just take us through the sequence of the way the first period went for you, and the dialogue between periods, and what flipped it for you in the second, you think?
I think just intensity. We wanted to come out strong tonight, but they put us on our heels early, and we were kind of lollygagging around a little bit, and certainly not the time to lollygag around, right? Especially after getting spanked in Game 3. So Corey spoke up. Obviously, a guy that everybody, when he speaks up, you listen and you do what he says, and we did a great job of grabbing some momentum and then keeping it. We're in the finals. They're going to have their push too. That's a heck of a hockey team over there. But this time you got to stick with it, and I thought we'd done a really good job of that tonight.
Left side, front row.
Leon, what does it say the character of your team? A lot of people were writing you off down 3-0 after the first period, looking at a 3-0 series deficit. Felt like the season's on the line. What does it say about you guys?
I think that's once again tells you that our group never quits, right? I think we believe that no matter how bad it is, if we get over that hump of adversity, we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep coming, and eventually it'll break. And again, we don't want to be in these situations too many times, but when they happen, I think we're great at it.
We'll take a few more in the far back right, standing.
Calvin, not that you necessarily want these chances, but to Leon's point, when you make a save on Lundell, when you make the last second save against Ekblad, it's not the chances you want to see, but does it help you get in the game and feel like, okay, I'm in this now? Does it help in any regard to make a couple of saves when your club needs it right off the hop?
For sure. Yeah, I think when I first got in there in the second period, we really started playing well, and there wasn't much action there for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I made that save. I don't know, it might have been Lundell on the little mini breakaway, and kind of gets you feeling, better. And after that, it was pretty steady. They had some looks, but we had a ton of looks too, and our resolve was fantastic.
Standing on the far right.
Leon, with all the overtimes, you guys have now played the equivalent of 5 games in 4. It's mid-June. I'm just wondering physically, how do you feel when it gets late in a game like this one?
I feel great. No, I mean, it's a long season, of course, for either sides. We've played the same amount of minutes in this series, so fatigue kicks in at some point, but your adrenaline usually takes over, and you just chip away at it.
Last one, right side, front row.
Yes, this one for you, Leon. You said earlier, when Corey speaks, we listen and we do what he says. Could you share with us a little bit of the nature of the message? Because you're no rookie, Connor's no rookie. There's a lot of veterans. So why the words that he speak to you are so important and heavy?
Well, I'm not going to share exactly what he said right now, but the message is that he's been in these moments. He's not a guy that speaks up or yells at guys all the time. That's not his character. So when a guy like that, with that many games, that much experience, he's won everything there is to win. He knows how to win. When he speaks up, you listen, and it grabs your attention. So, he's a heck of a leader.
Changing your goaltender when Stewart played pretty well in that first period, but and then just a thought on what Calvin did and kind of what he's been doing in this playoffs and just the run he's been on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Stewart to be pulled there. Our team was flat. It was didn't give him any opportunities. Had again taken 3 penalties in the first period, 2 high stickings, which I'm hating. But unfortunate. We needed to change things up. And the change was great the way he played. Picks made some really big saves. I don't think there was many shots in the second period, but there was a couple of really good quality ones that he came up big with. And then, as the game went on, obviously the one in the overtime, he got his glove on it just enough to keep that from going in. And it was great to see him make the saves when we needed them.
Left side, front row.
A lot of teams have backup goalies that they hardly ever use, and you ride your starter. Can you explain the confidence that you have in Calvin, and also what that save on Lundell, that little mini breakaway, did to change the complexion of the game for your team?
Well, I have confidence in him because you look at his record. Whether it's last year, this year, especially in the second half of this year, he's been doing a lot of winning, and he's been getting a lot of goal support too, but he's been making the big saves when we needed them. And I'm thinking about when Stu was injured at the end of the season, and there was a run of games where Picks played in consecutive starts, and I remember just him making some really key timely saves. The last couple minutes, the opposition had their goalie pulled, and coming up with those key saves at the big moments. And I think for him, he's been a journeyman goalie. He's been through it all, and right now he's been enjoying the ride. The ride last year of just becoming a regular NHL goaltender again, and then obviously getting as many starts as he's been getting, and he's earned them. I'm not giving him any starts. He's deserved it.
Right side, standing.
Chris, you have the closest view of that game. You're closer to the action than anyone. What's it like in the moment to see your team go down like that, come back? What are you thinking through that tonight?
Well, I knew we could come back. It's not easy to, but I know with the group that we have, we can do it. We just got to dig in and win a few more battles and play a little bit smarter. And the guys didn't quit, and we just needed something to turn it around. And that power play goal was it. And then we were just able to get a little confidence and some belief that we can do this. And after the way Game 3 went, and then the way the first period tonight went, a lot of teams probably don't find a way to rebound. But a lot of credit to these guys. Very proud of them. Loved the effort from them.
Right side, third row.
Yeah, Chris, a lot of the guys were saying after Game 3 that Leon addressed the team after the game. The fact that he walks the walk after he talks the talk. I mean, you've won 2 games in this series, and he scored the overtime winner in both of them. Can you just talk a little bit about, the fact that he backs up his words?
We have a lot of good leaders on our team. A lot of guys who probably, if they're on our teams, are probably captains, and go through like roster. We've got so many guys like Henrique, Ekholm, and you talk about even Brett Kulak. So many guys that don't even wear letters have a lot of say, and like a lot of respect for those guys. As for Leon, I don't know what could be said that really conveys what he brings to our team, not only in leadership but the play, and he has just elevated his game in the toughest moments. Toughest moments in playoffs is tough, but how many overtime goals has he scored? And even the one in Vegas, Kapanen scored. He was involved in that. He had a big part of that. So, he knew that, if we have an opportunity to get back in this series and change the momentum, our best players got to step up and play well. And, I believe all our best players did that tonight.
Take a few more. Left side, third row.
From an emotional standpoint, Chris, what's it like to live this series? I mean, a lot of people on the outside are saying this is one of the greatest, one of the tightest series through 4 games they've ever seen.
It's, games like that, it's exhausting. It's a roller coaster, but, for me, I just, I do appreciate the level of hockey. The 2 good teams playing as hard as they are, playing the right way. I do appreciate being so close to the action and seeing what I'm seeing. But it's, obviously with what's on the line, it's stressful. There's a lot on the line, and but it is fun, and I think our guys are having fun, enjoying this moment, and we're going to enjoy this tonight, and we know tomorrow we're going to have to turn it off because we're going to have a big Game 5 coming.
Stay in that same row.
Can you, along that vein, you're bringing now a team home that's 2-2, just won a miraculous game here. You're going into Edmonton on a Saturday night and a full sold out. The city's on fire up there. What awaits the Oilers, the team, everybody, these next 3 games? There's some wild hockey coming, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some more exciting hockey. You look at these, 3 of the 4 games have been nail biters. They've been exciting, back and forth. Either team could have won. And, I don't think there's a better place to experience a hockey game or for a hockey game to be played than in Edmonton. The atmosphere there with the fans, the excitement in the building, but also around the city. I think it's great, and I think it's well deserving that, as exciting as this series has been, that it can be played in Edmonton.
Chris, this is a players' league, and part of the art of coaching is sometimes stepping aside and letting the players do. Corey Perry's 7 years younger than you, and we were told that he spoke. And is that part of handling a team is recognizing, those guys have got to be the guys that have, sit there and help recharge the group when they're sitting there down 3-0.
I think all the guys pick their moments of talking, and we don't have a guy that is always the guy stepping up and talking, and everyone takes their turns, whether it's Leon or Ekholm or obviously Corey Perry. He carries a lot of weight with all the experience he has and his age. A lot of guys, everyone has a lot of respect for him. Coaching staff has a lot of respect for him. So when those guys do speak and say their thoughts, everyone has a lot of respect for that, and it toes the line. Like, what else can you do? because of what he says has a lot of meaning.